In my last podcast, I talked about how saving isn't your answer to financial freedom, but investing is. Investing actually allows you to beat inflation, increase your purchasing power, and make money work for you 24/7 tirelessly. But how do we actually invest? Here are 3 easy steps. Step number 1, open an investing account. Step number 2, send money to it consistently. And step number 3, actually invest it. So let's take these step by step. Number 1 was open an investing account. There are multiple platforms where you can actually do so, but here are just a few that I feel like I really like, but make sure you do your research as well. Charles Schwab, Vanguard, TD Ameritrade, and E-Trade. A lot of people I talk to also ask me my opinion on Acorns. That's another type of platform. It does take a slightly different approach than the 4 I just mentioned, but I will talk about the difference later on. Step number 2, send money consistently. Once your account is open, I encourage you to set up automatic account transfers from your checking account to your newly opened investing account. This allows you to set money aside to invest, right? Just make sure that you're doing it consistently. But just because you send money to that investment account doesn't mean it automatically gets invested. A lot of people think that once it gets sent, it's done automatically, and that's just not the case. It actually gets held in what's called a cash sweep account. Think of it like a savings account that's a holding cell until you actually purchase something with that money. So like I said, actually investing that money is another step. So first and foremost, just get used to setting that money aside each month in your budget, so that way you get used to having that allocated in that way. And then lastly, actually invest it. Once you've built up enough money in your investment account, place a trade. You can do research about different types of stocks, bonds, funds, and so much more on websites like Yahoo Finance, Bloomberg, The Motley Fool, and many, many others. Of course, there are plenty of websites out there for you to do your own research, especially on those platforms I previously mentioned. They also provide their own information. But those 3 are just my favorite. In fact, I live on Yahoo Finance. In terms of the actual types of investments and how you can get started with knowing which ones are the best types of investments for you, I'm going to save that information for another recording. That way, you can at least get started, right? So for now, simply set yourself up for success by opening your account first, putting that money aside consistently, and then start learning about how to research different types of investments on those types of websites. Now, earlier I talked about Acorns. Let's get back to that. Acorns is different. It's a different type of platform because it actually does the investing for you. Once you create an account with them and select your risk profile, everything from conservative to really risky, they actually create this profile for you, and then your money gets invested into one of their many portfolios on your behalf. So it takes that last step out of question for you. So this is a great option for those of you that either A, don't want to invest on your own, or B, you just don't feel comfortable with it yet, but you would like that money to be working for you while you learn how to invest on your own. The other platforms we discussed earlier are really set up to allow you to make the investment decisions for yourself. So you actually have to place those trades, whereas Acorns place the trades for you. Now with Acorns, it's all or nothing, right? They do everything for you, or you use a different platform and you do everything yourself. Either way, you can't go wrong. It really depends on you, where you currently stand with your financial journey. So make the best decision for you, and I look forward to talking with you next time and making sure that you know the next steps on how to invest.